Deirdre Fitzpatrick.
And I'm Teo Torres. It is Friday, hoping the weather cooperates. It's nice right now, Tamara. Is that any indication of the weekend we can expect?
Yeah, it is really nice out there currently. We've clear skies as we're awaiting sunrise for your Friday morning. But look at the color there and the hue on the horizon as we look across downtown from the Exchange Hotel sky camera. Things are starting to brighten up a bit. It is a cooler morning. You're going to feel that difference right away as you're waking up and maybe enjoying the first cup of coffee or just getting the day started and going out for a workout. We're at 59 degrees here in the capital city. Southeast winds at 8 miles per hour. By lunchtime, we're looking at temperatures moving into the low 80s, and today won't be nearly as warm as yesterday in the valley. Plan for highs reaching the lower to mid 90s. Here's proof in the change, though, in the past 24 hours. We're running about 5 to 8 degrees cooler heading outside in Stockton and Modesto. We're down 2 to 3 degrees in Yuba City and Sacramento, 5 degrees cooler in the Delta, and we're going to see even some of that patchy fog stroll in from the coast in areas like Fairfield, where you're running about 5 degrees down, keeping you in the low 60s out at Travis Air Force Base, 62 right now in Stockton, 63 as the sun's coming up over Yuba City. Right now 66 degrees in Auburn and 66 in Placerville. In the foothills today, in your planner, we'll be back to the mid 70s right around 9 o'clock this morning. Sunny skies and low 80s by lunchtime and around 3 o'clock. Daytime highs even in the foothills will be down a few degrees, with many areas topping out in the mid to upper 80s. Coming up in my full forecast, I'll talk about some changes I'm looking at as we head in through the weekend. 6:02 right now. Let's see who's on the highways with Brian.
Yeah, and enjoying that sunrise from the Caltrans camera here at Enterprise Boulevard. This headlights will be heading westbound. Obviously, we're looking off to the east toward the sunrise there, and things looking good in both directions along Highway 50 and Interstate 80. 50 coming in from Folsom into the downtown area, no problems there, and 80 from Roseville into downtown through the split or over the top. Incident free as well. 5 and 99 out of Elk Grove, also all in the green right now. We've got nothing to report along that stretch except for smooth sailing. And here's a look at Stockton. We've got right around Pershing, we have a crash there. They've moved that over to the right-hand shoulder, still a minor delay there. And then on the northbound side of I-5 through the French Camp area, we've got a crash reported there. But again, no major delays. Just watch out for the tow trucks there. 205, 26-minute ride right now from I-5 to 580. Westbound 580 is going to be a 39-minute ride from 205 to 680. And northbound 99 out of Modesto, 13-minute ride into Manteca. 50 is a 10-minute ride from Rancho Cordova to 99. Interstate 80, Roseville to the split, 9 minutes. And 5 and 99, we're looking at 11 minutes out of Elk Grove. Deirdre?
Brian, thanks. A man is in the Sacramento County Jail this morning after a brief standoff. It happened in the area of Florin Mall Drive at 65th Avenue last night. Sheriff's office got a call about a guy with a gun in front of a store. Deputies arrived. They say the man then ran. Our crews on the scene heard them calling over a loudspeaker for the suspect to come out of a vehicle. The man was hiding inside that car in a body shop. No word yet on what charges he faces.
Well, happening today, a big celebration is planned in Sacramento for Ukraine's Independence Day.
Thousands of people are expected to be out at the state capitol with key speakers and bands as well. Aaron Heft is on the West Steps now, taking a look at what's going to be going on.
Yep, that's happening today, but yesterday was actually Ukraine's Independence Day, a stark reminder that they've been at battle with Russia for 18 months now. But today, a way to lift everyone up here at the California State Capitol. The Ukraine American House is commemorating the 32nd anniversary of Ukraine's Independence Day, starting at 3 today at Sutter Club with a leadership forum. Then at 5 o'clock at the Capitol, a war artifacts gallery complete with military and battle-worn pieces. And lastly, a concert also at the Capitol scheduled for 6 o'clock tonight. Also, a very special guest speaker is expected, the third president of Ukraine, Viktor Yushchenko. Organized with the support of the Consulate General of Ukraine in San Francisco, you are staring at the stage that concert is expected to be held at. Again, that's today at 6, but all of the celebrations, well, they start at 3 o'clock with that leadership forum at the Sutter Club. From the California State Capitol, Aaron Heft, KCRA 3 News.
All right, thank you. At this point, it has been 18 months since Russia invaded their country in February of last year. In related news now, the Kremlin is denying allegations that it is behind the plane crash that killed military mercenary troop leader Yevgeny Prigozhin, Putin eulogized him yesterday. Prigozhin's troops were leading the fight in Ukraine when they conducted a brief mutiny 2 months ago. Putin's spokesperson called the Western speculation of Russian involvement in the crash a complete lie.
As we near the heart of fire season, we just had a great example of how defensible space saves homes no matter where you are. Livecopter was up over the flames as they burned some trailers off of Rogers Road in the Vineyard area of Sacramento County. And you can see that the well-landscaped area between the property and the brush essentially was a buffer. Fire crews say that they were then able to handle the fire quickly because of the limited dry brush that was around those trailers.
The homeowner and the property owners had adequate defensible space. In other words, their grass cut down. It reduced the size of the incident. It would have been a much larger incident and impacted adjoining residences and people.
Investigators are still trying to figure out what started that fire.
This morning, Sacramento Fire asking the public to be on the lookout for these imposters. Take a close look here. They say it's a fire engine that has no markings and it does not belong to Sac Fire. This is at the underpass at Alhambra and W Street. Now, officials say it has been spotted at different locations around the city. If you see it, you're asked to please call Sacramento Police.
Today, the Stockton Firefighters Relief Association is going to be officially unveiling its new Stockton Fallen Firefighter Memorial. That memorial is at the fire station Victory Park, which is along Picardy Drive. Here's some photos now of the completed statue right there. And the previous memorial had to be moved from the former location because of vandalism. Everybody's invited to come out and see the new space for themselves. That's at 10 o'clock this morning.
Well, for a fourth time this year, former President Trump has surrendered to authorities, this time on election interference charges in Georgia. But he remains defiant in his innocence and disproven claims he won 2020 race for the White House. KCRA 3's Amy Lewis in our Washington newsroom now with how this latest case could affect his current campaign.
Well, Trump's campaign really seized on this moment, using his historic booking photo to raise more money and serve as a symbol of what he calls political persecution. The former president scowling with an intense glare in the photo, a first for any former American president. Supporters and opponents lined the streets of Atlanta as his motorcade drove to the Fulton County Jail. He was released on a $200,000 bond after a 20-minute booking process. Prosecutors allege Trump and his team illegally interfered in Georgia's 2020 election, attempting to overturn the results by pressuring officials and sending a fake slate of electors in his favor. He faces a collective 91 charges in 4 criminal cases, from election interference, mishandling of government documents, and falsifying business records. But Trump contends Democrats are targeting him, calling the latest indictment a very sad day for America.
They're trying to interfere with an election. This is their way of campaigning. And this is one instance, but you have 3 other instances. It's election interference. We did nothing wrong at all, and we have every right, every single right, to challenge an election that we think is dishonest, that we think is very dishonest.
Trump joins a growing list of 18 co-defendants who are now turning themselves in, including one notable defendant from this morning, former Justice Department official Jeffrey Clark. 2 remaining co-defendants have yet to surrender before today's noon deadline. In Washington, I'm Amy Liu, KCRA 3 News.
Now, in addition to Clark, 3 other people involved in the case turned themselves in this morning, including Georgia State Senator Sean Still. Up next for Trump, on Monday, the judge in his federal election interference case is expected to set a trial date.
Well, the Highway Patrol's crackdown on retail theft is reaching this area. 2 people have been arrested now for selling stolen goods at flea markets across Northern California. In July, the CHP's Retail Crime Task Force got a tip that somebody was selling stolen stuff from Victoria's Secret at a flea market in Oakland. Tuesday, they found the same suspect selling things at a flea market in Galt. When officers stopped them, they did find items stolen from a number of stores, including Lululemon, Sephora, Sunglass Hut, and others. Roberto Luna Barea and Daniela Cruz Barragan are now facing charges of possession of stolen property.
Yolo County is reporting its first West Nile virus death. Officials are not releasing where that person lived or if they had any other prior health conditions. This is the first death from West Nile the county has seen in 5 years. Health officials say it's a reminder to use insect repellent, avoid going outdoors at dawn and dusk when mosquitoes are most active, and eliminate all sources of standing water outside of your home.
Well, the body of a hiker who disappeared on a trek to Lake Tahoe has been found. Authorities began looking for him after his wife reported him missing because his location tracker wasn't moving. The Madera County Sheriff's Office says that a 57-year-old Stephen Bloor of Santa Ana left Mammoth Mountain for Lake Tahoe a little earlier this month. Bloor was reported missing last Saturday. His location tracker stopped moving in the area of Iceberg Lake in the eastern Sierra. So crews used a helicopter to find his body earlier this week. He was found in a steep boulder field near the lake. Sheriff's Office says that he died after a fall.